There we go, we've got game sound. Hello everybody, welcome in to another DRS stream. It is DRS eXtreme on a Thursday from Monaco. And hopefully I've got the chat ready over here. And I will just try now that I'm live to sort out the chat on mine. That's my channel. I'm live. And then get my chat. Chat is hidden. Show chat. Pop out chat. 1 second, folks. There we go. We got my chat. And we got DRL chat. And we put them both next to each other like this. And hello to George in the chat on DRS UK. Here we go, folks. People are on their outlaps. We've not missed anything here. We are in Monaco once again for short quali. And then 35, is it 39, something like that. A lot of laps around this famous old circuit. We start with Keith, but he has invalidated on the first corner, so we won't start with Keith. We will go to Syme, who is a bit of a Monaco specialist, as we know. Still a few missing from this first race of the new season. Just 13 on the grid. Plenty of speedy racers here, including Syme, Buddy's Vengeance, of course, Max World, who's been a lively newcomer, Brad Mason, who won on Monday, Jacob as well, of course. So here comes Syme to set the first lap of the session, and it's going to be a good one. It's a 1:10.8 for Syme, and that is the fastest lap of the race. Just finding it slightly difficult with the settings to wherever I put my camera thing, it'll block something on the game thing. Buddy's Vengeance goes quickest, 1:10.5 for him, and obviously the penalty notices and things do come up on the top of the screen, and my face might block it, but it was blocking my settings when I was driving the other day, and that resulted in a bit of a ruination. Real Max World 1:10.2, and Brad has done a 1:10.8 as well. These are not easy. Now you see 1:13 and 1:14 going on the board for 50 Gent and Ninjas. Senna a 1:11.8. Those 4 times at the very top there, those are not easy to do. Keith is going round after we saw him invalidate to start with. And it's a 1:12.3 for Keith's, and that's P6 at the moment. Easy Life is out on track. In fact, he's going across the line. 1:14.7 for Easy Life. Smug out on track. I think we've seen Smug in nearly every car on the game. He's in AlphaTauri for this new Extreme season. Of course, we are live Mondays and Thursdays from 8 PM with DRS. Blobby Mondays 10 PM for my own badly attempted races. And we're going to do some Fortnite as well with Stacey and the girls. So do join us for that as well. Good evening to Bazza in the chat on DRS UK. Of course, we are live on both channels, Dynamic Racing League UK and my own, Bobby_Butler. As Smug goes across in 112.0, that's P7 for him at the moment. The other three to set a time, TMK, Speedy Bullet and Jacob, all on outlaps. So let's see who's the nearest to actually starting that. That will be the one we are with now, Speedy Bullet. Let's go on board for his lap. Very easy to cut that first corner with the flat curb. See a few invalidations there. Now through the slowest section of the track. And this head.
The EE Game Store is open to every player on any network. And you can spread the cost of exclusive console bundles to level up your gaming. Search EE Game Store. Turbocharge your gaming and reduce lag with EE Game Mode with the UK's fastest major broadband provider, powered by BT. This is broadband made for gaming.
.8 and that's P9. Real Max World, however, P2. 110.2 for Real Max World. Here's time, not improving on his time at the moment. Let's have a look at Ninjas, who is just starting another attempt. $50 Gent says he's definitely going to get lapped in the chat, so very possible over 30 odd laps, but with the propensity for a safety car, maybe not. We shall see. Let's just check that my own chat is working for a second. Yep, that works. So, both the chats are working. Do throw in your predictions as Ninjas goes to a 112.4. Hello to Stacey in the chat. Just wanted to make sure that was working as I've got it up on the laptop screen with both chats open this time so I can actually respond to comments, which will help. Ninjas then, P10, 112.4 there. Let's go and see the bunny. He has just done a 110.1 and that has put him up to P2. Senna's just improved to a 111.5. Didn't improve his position though. TMK slightly down on his time, and in fact, no, he's slightly up now. improving by almost half a second. That could take him above Keith's and maybe Senna. But he's abandoning the... He had invalidated, I do apologise. His speedy bullet. He has improved to a 112.5. Still P11. A little tap on the wall will end this attempt. Jacob on an out lap. Oh, and spin and a broken front wing there for Jacob on his out lap. Just pushing that little bit hard, and that is going to disrupt his next attempt. Here is Senna. He's going for another go and doesn't improve. So still P7, 111.5 for Senna. I think I prefer the camera box right up there where the camera is. Saves me looking down there all the time.
Good evening, Blobby.
Good evening to Sainsy in the chat. One of the DRS Monday night crew. Just 13. Slightly disappointing turnout for what is the first race of the new season, but I think maybe because it's Monaco there's something to do with that. Could be. But with the front five as it is, we are guaranteed a good race anyway. 50 Gent is out on track and taking some time out of his time. He needs to improve by 1.5 seconds though, if he's going to move up the order. Little bit of contact with the wall there, but he's half a tenth up, and he's almost taken out there by TMK, who was having a moment of his own on his out lap. Hopefully that didn't cost 50 any time there. He comes up towards the line, and it's a 113.4, so he's taken 0.6 off of his time, but still remains in P12. Keiths is on his next run, and he has taken a couple of tenths in Sector 1. And too much curb invalidates for Keith. Here's Easy Life. Last on the grid at the moment, and by some considerable distance now. Over a second slower than the rest. And slightly improving. As we go into the last 3 minutes of the session. Here comes Easy Life towards the line. 113.9. He's taken 0.8 there out of his time. Here is Smug. He has just done a 111.4. And is ahead of Senna in P6. What can he do this time? Can he get under the 111 mark? He's a couple of tenths down on this one, so we're going to go and see Max World. Have Or not, because he's slowing to let people through. Syme then, starting what might be his final attempt, so he might be chaining a couple. Speedy Bullet's had enough. In fact, Speedy Bullet has crashed. Has he? No, Speedy Bullet has retired in the pit lane. Apologies. Syme's abandoned this attempt. Keats will have another go now. He is abandoning that ship. Here comes Senna, crosses the line with no improvement. So we'll have to go again. Ninja's slightly improving. A 10th. Needs to dig out 4 to get ahead of Senna. The Red Bull, he almost put it in the wall there. Going to make it to have another go, but he doesn't find any time at all. TMK's well down. Back to her in the pits. Here's the bunny. Jacob's timed his outlap to perfection here, and he's going to cross the line within the next 10 seconds to start his lap and be the last one to finish. Meanwhile, Buddies is a 10th up. Here he comes up to the line. Buddies Vengeance 109.7, which is enough for P2 as we stand. Max Weld is going to be next over. Had a bit of a wobble on exit there. Threw it into the last corner though. Here he comes up towards the line. And doesn't improve. Brad has finished. Syme does improve to P3, 110.2. Where is Keats? He's 2 seconds down. Let's see Smug. Checker flag is flying. Smug invalidates. Senna's finished. So just. And Jacob has also retired from the session. In fact, he might have binned it. Jacob may well have binned it. But he's going to be on pole position anyway. A 109.6 for Jacob. Buddy's Vengeance will be next to him on the front row, 109.7. Then Syme 110.2. Max Weld also 110.2. Brad 110.4. Keith snuck above his teammate Smug with a 111.4. Smug the same, 111.4, just short in P7, ahead of Senna's 111.5, Ninja's 111.9, TMK was a 112.0, Speedy Bullet 112.5, 50 Gent 113.4, and Easy Life 113.9. So we'll have a little pause now. Please not a wet race, says Miller Vanilla. Where are you, Miller? Why are you not here? So there you have it. Jacob will be on pole position, and it was close in the end from Bunny's Vengeance. Syme and Max Weld in behind, followed by Brad Mason, Keiths, Smug, Senna, Ninjas, TMK, Speedy Bullet, 50 Gents, and Easy Life. We will have a short break. I've just realised the countdown clock is behind my face, so I won't be able to see it. That's not a problem. We have a short break anyway, where you will see the pit lane and judge the weather conditions. And I will normally take you through the standings, but of course as this is the first race of the season, there aren't any. So what I'm going to do is check the result of the 8 o'clock race at Southall, because I had a little bet. Oh dear. That's not gone well. Very bad again. So, apologies folks, just throwing my money away as usual. As you can see, it looks pretty dry and sunny on the French Riviera here in Monte Carlo, the billionaire's playground that is the Monte Carlo circuit. Look, I remembered my water this time. So we have, I think it's 35 or is it 39 laps? I can't remember. It's quite a lot of laps around the Monaco circuit. Get your predictions in the chat. How many safety cars? How many finishers? And your 1, 2, 3s. Who's going to take it for today? Can Brad make it 2 wins out of 2? Is Simon going to live up to the Monaco specialist name? Does Bunny continue his form as eXtreme champion? Or are one of the lively newcomers going to crash the party? Maxwell. Can he get onto that top step? We shall soon see. I will take you through tyre choices on the formation lap, as that often brings up some interesting differences of opinion. And we will be underway very shortly here for round 1 of DRS eXtreme Season 7. Blobby Monday Season 2, by the way, will begin in mid-February. Get involved. Send us a message and we will get you in the Discord. We will be allocating teams in February. Here we go. We have a liftoff for the formation lap. And what I will do here, as Jacob slides up the tyres a bit, is show you those tyres. And everybody has gone for mediums, apart from TMK on hards. Nobody going for the softs. So there you have it. It's Jacob in the Haas. Medium, medium soft or medium hard are the suggestions for the Amazon pit stop predictor. It's Jacob in the Haas from Bunny's Vengeance in the Mercedes. Second row is Sime in the Alfa Romeo. Steak Sauber as they will be next season. Ninjas and TMK have had it coming together, and they're going to get auto reset to the grid. Max World is in 4th place for Ferrari, and it's Brad Mason for Aston Martin, looking to complete a weekly double after his win for Haas on Monday. And it's a pair of AlphaTauris, Keiths and Smug. Man who makes it all possible here at DRS. Senna is in 8th place for Mercedes. 9th is Ninja, and 10th TMK. The Red Bull and the Aston Martin both being disqualified from the formation lap there. Speedy Bullets Ferrari is in 11th from 50 Gents Alfa Romeo. And the lone Williams on the track is Easy Life, and he is in 13th and last place. Gives us a terrible view here at Monaco, so I am going to go for Bunny's Vengeance eye view of the start. And somebody's jumped it. It's TMK. TMK has jumped the start and has got a drive through. Sime up the inside of Bunny. Bunny's Vengeance holds it out. Jacob was off the line superbly, and Jacob leads from Bunny. Senna got ahead of Smug, and TMK, despite jumping the start, didn't make up any places by doing so. And up his inside, that's a bit of a dive from 50 Gent. 50 making a bit of a dive on TMK, and Speedy Bullet has gone to the back of the field behind Easy Life. Jacob leads them then from Bunny's Vengeance and Sime. Then Maxwell, Brad Mason, Keiths. Senna, the first one to gain a position. Then Smug, who lost that position. Ninjas. TMK will have a drive through. 50 Gent, who tried to dive on TMK. Then Easy Life and Speedy Bullet. Jacob Brown to complete the first lap. And TMK is into the pit lane to serve his drive through, as you can see. And Ninja's now going for Smug, and up to P8 goes Ninjas. So Smug just struggling at the moment. His AlphaTauri, he's lost a couple of places. They're very hard to get back, and out of the race goes Easy Life. Easy Life out of the race, virtual safety car. Just want to see where he is. I think his car's gone already. TMK now passes where he was, but we have lost Easy Life. No sign of the actual safety car, so it looks like it's just going to be a virtual. Everyone already starting to be a bit neatly spread out here, with second intervals mainly, as Brad Mason's into the pits.
Evening blog, hope you're well, mate.
Hello to Adkins in the chat, hope to see you in Baker's social later on this evening. As soon as we are finished here, it is social play with Baker and a speed drive through for Real Max World.
Yeah, he'll be there just trying to warm up.
Lovely stuff. Max World there with a drive through for speeding under the VSC. As soon as we're finished here at Monaco, I'll be going off stream and joining Baker Plays on Kick for socials. For 25% races, just for fun with random grids. Go and give him a follow if you like the F1 and Fortnite content. It's kick.com/BakerPlays with a Z. should be trying to get to kick myself shortly as well. Miller says he can't do 2 in a week. That's fair enough. That's the fastest lap of the race. It was one of the Alpha Tauris that time. And because my face is in the way, I didn't see which one it was. We can soon check though. It was Keith's. Keith's with the fastest lap of the race. And we're on lap 4 of 39. We've already lost one. That was Easy Life. And everybody a little bit spread out. Max World is quite close to the back of Syme, but does have that drive through that will ruin his race. Will certainly ruin his chances in the early going at the top runners. And off goes Brad Jacob. Jacob has crashed just as we came to Buddy's Vengeance there. Jacob has spun, he's in the wall and he's out of the race, and we've got a full safety car. Jacob has gone. And that is a real surprise. Keiths is into the pits. And Smug also. So they're double stacking at Alpha Tauri. Let's see how this goes. Smug held up a little. He's putting hard tyres on. Keith has gone for another set of mediums. Smug will come out in last.
After a great quali as well.
Absolutely. Sainsy in the chat there. Gutting for Jacob after a great qualifying session. That is the peril of Monaco. Pushing too hard there through that little section. And Miller says, GG bunnies. Well, I'm not too sure this race is as cut and dried as that. You can see it's Monaco and it's anything can happen territory. He's got Syme directly behind him. Max is, of course, going to have his drive through once the safety car has departed. In fact, he's coming into the pits now. And that's a tyre change for him. So he's going for the hard tyre. And Speedy Bullet's followed him in. So they're like a double stack today. And Speedy Bullet's gone for another set of mediums. So some differing opinions on tyres here. Speedy Bullet and Max will go to the back behind Smug. Look at Senna, he's up to third now. And Ninja's in fourth for 50 Gent, who was telling us he was going to get lapped. He's in fifth. Brad in 6th from Keith 7, TMK 8, 9th is Smug, 10th is Max World, and 11th is Speedy Bullet. And Max will have that drive through to serve as well. So the field pretty much in a line now. So I'm expecting the safety car to dispose of itself in this lap. He's just coming across the line now, and indeed he is in this lap. So Bunny will take over the pacing of the field. Speedy Bullet there went past Smug for a second, and then Smug almost had to stop there. I think somebody's got an illegal overtake I'm not sure what happened there actually, but Bunny's Vengeance leads them back away from Syme. Then Senna. Maxwell's in the pits to serve his drive-through. I hope you can do that on the end of a safety car section. Otherwise he's going to have to do another one. Let's see. Brad Mason making a pass on 50 Gent. And that's P5 for Brad. Looks like Max has served that drive through okay. Smug getting the move back on Speedy Bullet there. And that's P9 for Smug. Ahead of the Ferraris, who are now 10 and 11. Keith's closing in on 50 Gent. Bunny's Vengeance into the pits. He's broken a bit of his front wing. So Syme takes the lead. Senna now P2 from Ninja's P3, followed by Brad Mason. Then it's 50 Gent, followed by Keith's. TMK, Smug, Speedy Bullet, Bunny's Vengeance will reach.
The EE Game Store is open to every player on any network. And you can spread the cost of exclusive console bundles to level up your gaming. Search EE Game Store.
Just hold it up. Just, oh, yeah, looking good.
It all comes down to this basic question. Can I improve me? You will begin to find out that learning is good for you, and the great things that you do are really happenings.
Ninja got to be under some pressure here from Brad. DRS now enabled. Not that it makes a lot of difference here in Monaco. Fastest lap again for Smug this time, I think. It's a bit of a, yes, indeed. Smug with the fastest lap of the race. Bit of a guessing game with my face blocking the announcements, but there you go. And in fact now that has gone to Maxwell, sets the fastest lap. Oh, they're bunching up now behind 50 Gent. It's Keith's TMK, Smug. 4 of them there through the tunnel. And Brad getting close to the back of Ninjas, but can't get it done. In fact, lost a bit of time there. They're getting close here. Can't find a way past the stubborn defence of the Alfa Romeo. Now here we go. Is this a move for Keith's? Up the inside. There goes Keith's. P5 ahead now of 50 Gent. And look behind because Smug's going for TMK around the outside. Bunny sets the fastest lap of the race. Smug takes P7 from TMK. Who said you can't overtake at Monaco? You're seeing it right here. Brad's getting the move now into the tunnel on Ninjas. And Brad moves up to P3. Smug now on 50. And going deep was TMK. And he might lose out to Speedy Bullet, and does. So Smug passes 50 for P6. TMK outbrakes himself while watching that. and loses P8 to Speedy Bullet. Bunny's Vengeance catching this battle at a rate of knots now, as TMK has a little wobble coming out of the corner there, and everyone has a little bit of a gap, but Bunny's Vengeance is ripping time out of the cars in front, and it's going to be a challenge to see. In fact, Max World also, two of the quick ones have found, the quicker ones, let's say, have found themselves at the back. Swanton, hello, in the chat, says, what happened to Bunny? He had an accident and lost a bit of his front wing, so had to change it. And Senna needs to be smart. Well, so far he's being very smart. He's running P2. The Bunny catching now TMK. Speedy Bullet catching 50 Gent. And Keith's catching Ninjas. That's where we stand at the moment. Can Bunny's Vengeance start to make some overtakes? And a wobble from TMK, and that's going to make that fast overtake really easy for Bunny's Vengeance before the DRS even opened. Away he goes into P9. Speedy Bullet getting very close to the back of 50 Gent now. Brad is getting close to Senna. Of course, getting close to and overtaking, two very different things in Monaco. Brad going to go for it into the tunnel. Up the inside. Nice move by Brad. And that's P2 ahead now of Senna. Bunny's Vengeance has got Speedy Bullet into the tunnel. And that's P8 for him. Next is 50 Gent in the way for Bunny's Vengeance. And the Alpha Tauris have gapped 50 by 5 seconds. And into the pits comes Ninjas. So that'll be one less for Bunny to overtake. He's going for it here. 50 doesn't offer up much defence to that one. And the Bunny goes up to P6. Into the pits also is TMK. Ninjas and TMK in the pits. Bunny's up to P6. And now he will be chasing after the Alpha Tauri pair of Keiths and Smug. Syme leads then from Brad Mason. Senna in third, having a great race so far. Keiths and Smug fourth and fifth, chased by this man Bunny's Vengeance. Then it's 50 Gent, Speedy Bullet. Max World not making a huge impression. Certainly not catching as quickly as Bunny's did. Then just out of the pits are Ninjas and TMK. So we started with 13, we've now got 11. We're on lap 14 of 39. Swanson says Senna would have let Brad by, he's not fighting him. Well, Brad made an excellent move anyway, so... And on this track, of course, the slower drivers, not saying that Senna's particularly a slower driver, but it is a lot easier for a defending driver here than on other tracks, is my point, as we saw with Al Newt's terrific drive here on Monday, which earned him my vote for driver of the day. Bunny now catching Smug. Speedy Bullet still within a second of 50 Gent for P7 as well. Bunny going to try and get a move down the pit straight again. He's done this a couple of times with DRS. Smug defends, and Bunny just had to get out of it. Can he get anything up the hill? Smug again defending well. Bunny might try and dive the inside. Thinks against it in the end. And he's going to have to follow. And speeding in the pit lane is TMK. That's a penalty on TMK. That's a pit and quit. TMK is out of the race. By his own choice. And it's a strange choice when you think there are only 11 on track. Bunny's still looking for the move and not getting it. When you think there are only 11 on track, 10 now without TMK, just getting round would have been a considerable points position. But TMK has had enough and he is gone. So we are down to 10. I'm hoping his car is going to get out the way. And in fact it now is. So that's good. Bunny trying to go around the outside this time of Smug. And he's got it! Bunny's vengeance round the outside of Smug. And up into P5. Smug almost went up the inside to have a look back, but he's not getting there. Maxwell passes his teammate. I'm not sure how much resistance there was on that one. The Ferrari's working in tandem at the moment. They'd like to be a bit higher up the order than they are. Bunny's next target will be Keith's in the other Alpha Tauri. And he's got about a 3-second margin to make up. Brad has closed the gap at the top of the order to within 2 seconds of leader Syme, as they both head towards the pit windows. Syme, of course, yet to stop at all. Brad stopped very early. Senna and 50 also yet to stop. As we come to lap 17 now, 39. Bazza says Senna gave him room. He's not fighting Brad. I think it was, personally think it was just a very good move from Brad. Senna certainly wasn't waving him by at that point. Ninja's in the pits once again. He's going for hard tyres to the end now. He is running in P10. Bunny's catching. Almost within that second now of Keith's. Brad catching Syme. Down to 1.1 seconds the gap. Syme into the pit lane. Syme into the pit lane. And hard tyres going on for the end of the race. He's going to come back out in P5. Make that 6. And Bunny's managed to pass Keith's as we were watching Syme coming out the pits. Real Max World into the pits as well. He's going for mediums. He might have to stop again. Could be a bit early for mediums to the end. Again, we've got a late safety car. Syme has rejoined in 6th behind the Alpha Tauris. Bunny's vengeance is now up to 3rd. His next target will be his teammate Senna, who I'm sure will wave him by if he hasn't pitted already by that time, because Senna, of course, yet to pit. He and 50 Gent as we approach half race distance. Simon's quickly caught up to Smug on his new fresh tyres. And he seems to have the pace here and will not want the AlphaTauri to hold him up too much. Into the pits comes Senna. Senna into the pits, and that frees Bunny's Vengeance. Simon passes Smug there. And both obviously pass Senna as well. 50 Gent into the pits. So Speedy Bullet goes through into 7th. Is he going to get 6th? No, he is not. 50 on his way out of the pits. Max World still on his way into the last corner, so 50 will stay in P8. So the shake-up means Brad leads. Bunnies is in second from Keiths. Then it's Syme, Smug, Senna, Speedy Bullet, 50 Gent, Max World and Ninjas. Of course, as you can see, some of them coming towards pit stop time, including Brad and Keiths. Bunny, the absolute maestro of tyre management. Can he get 31 laps out of a set of hards? We will see. Into the pits there is Keiths. Keiths into the pits, so Syme back up to P3. And through goes Smug. And you would expect Senna as well. Indeed. Where is Speedy Bullet in comparison to Keiths here? This is going to be tight. And Speedy Bullet goes past Keiths into P6. So Keiths will return in P7. Max World is catching 50 Gent quite quickly. Bunnies is closing the gap at the front to Brad, but he's still about 7.5 to 8 seconds behind, as you can see. Keiths will want to get those tyres warmed up and get after Speedy Bullet, who's on an old set of mediums. Smug still running well on these hard tyres. He is currently P4. Good evening to AJD TV Twitch in the chat. Just have to stretch over to read the chat on the laptop there. And a penalty for Keiths. Pushing a little bit too hard. And picks up the first track limit penalty of the race as he chases Speedy Bullet. Bunny's Vengeance has torn another second down the gap to Brad. We're going to stay with Keiths chasing Speedy Bullet as the closest on track at the moment. Max World not quite finding the pace today he has in recent races. He's down in P9. Keiths, another newcomer, looks a very lively competitor, and he's looking for a move here on Speedy Bullet, also a newcomer. Bit of wobbling between the two there, and Brad finally is into the pits. So Bunny's Vengeance takes the lead of the race. Syme takes P2. Brad is going to come out ahead of Smug and Senna. Brad up the road there in the foreground. Speedy Bullet into the pit lane. So that frees Keiths. And 50 is also going to get him here, I think. And so should Real Max World. So Speedy Bullet will drop to 9th. But Ninjas will not quite get there. So Syme now just about 3 seconds behind Bunny. his tyres are 10 laps younger. Senna catching Smug, who surely got a pit again, Smug. Lap 23 starting now of 29. Senna trying to find a way past Smug. And a look up the inside. Smug maybe got out of shape, and Senna's going to try and bundle his way through. And does. Senna bundles his way through. Smug into the wall a little bit there. And Senna is up to P4. Has Smug damaged his car? He has indeed damaged his front wing, Smug there. He got it a bit out of shape into turn 1, and then Senna took full advantage, bundling his way through. Max World catching 50 Gent. Syme catching Buddy at a rate of knots here. Surely even Buddy's Vengeance can't make these tyres last another 15 laps. Or can he? Nothing would surprise you with the Magic Ulsterman. But Syme surely, with 15 laps to go and 10 laps younger tyres, is in the box seat here. But of course track position is everything in Monaco. Smug needed to pit anyway. Now he's going to have to fix his front wing as well. We've got a yellow in sector 2, and that is because Ninjas is out. Ninjas is the latest victim. Smug goes to soft tyres, which is another interesting choice with 15 laps to go. He's going to come back out in last, possibly. Yep, P9 now for Smug. Ninjas is out of the race. Syme is now within a second. And it's action, action, action as we go into the last 15 laps here at Monaco. Buddy can now see Syme right in his mirrors. Syme doesn't need to rush it. He's got a lot of laps to get this move. Where will it happen? He's certainly letting Buddy know he's there. A few weaves and dummies going on at the moment. A bit more spread out in behind now, with Brad 8 seconds back from these two, and Senna a further 9 back. Buddy keeping it in front at the moment. Senna having a good race in 4th, Keith in 5th. 50 Gent, who thought he would be lapped by now, is in 6th ahead of the Ferraris. And Smug is at the back of the field, chasing those Ferraris. And interesting on the soft tyres. So Buddy's keeping it going in front. Can he do it? Can he last it out? Be a hell of a drive if he could do that. We're going to keep an eye on the battle at the back as well, because Smug is closing in on those soft tyres now on Speedy Bullet. Have to stay with the leaders while they're this close though. Into the tunnel, that's a potential overtaking spot, as is up to this chicane, as we saw Brad on Senna earlier on. Buddy's Vengeance and Syme. Miller clenched his cheeks a bit. Is that with Senna and Smug? Bazza cheering on Senna as well. Here we go, lap 27 of 39. Bunny's still managing to make the tyres last. Still managing to stay in front. We scroll back to Smug, who is trying to get a move on Speedy Bullet. Is he going to go into the chicane here? Not quite. Not quite there for Smug just yet. He's certainly got enough speed and will want to get this done and get after Maxwell of 50 Gent. Syme out of the tunnel again, not quite close enough to Buddy's Vengeance. Yellow in sector 1, and we've had a collision between Speedy Bullet and Smug. Speedy Bullet and Smug have come together. Not sure if anybody has any damage. They look okay, I think. But that battle ended in contact, and Smug has dropped about 4 seconds back from Speedy Bullet as a result. Bunny somehow has got out of the 1 second range now from Syme. He's doing a terrific job out there, is Bunny's Vengeance. Brad is closing in on these two. It was 8 seconds, it's now 4. This could well be another three-way battle for the victory, as we saw on Monday night between Brad, Swanton and Max World. Brad is closing all the time here. Syme maybe losing some impetus as his tyres now reach 10 laps, 11 laps old. Brad's are even younger. They're 7 laps old. And Buddy's Vengeance, look at it. 21 laps and counting for those hard tyres. But he's dropping now, Syme. And Brad is closing on Syme. So could it be Syme who blinks first here? Here's Real Maxwell trying to get to 50 Gent. 50 having a great race in P6 at the moment. Can he fend off Max World here? Syme is now closer to Brad than he is to Bunny. So all change in this battle. Bunny's Vengeance has managed to find something on these old hard tyres. Hello to CJ in the chat. As Max World now gets past 50 Gent. Max World up into P6. Bunny's praying for a safety car, says Miller Vanilla. And Bazza reckons his tyres won't go to the end. Well, at the moment, Syme is the one who has to do the defending because Brad is now right on his case, as you can see. And Brad's going to the inside. The same move he tried on Senna. Contact. Neither of them will yield. Neither of them will yield. Side by side still. Brad's got the inside. And Brad takes P2.
trophy for my life.
Season finale for you, CJQ, in Prospect. Are you winning? Terrified for your life. Is it Monaco or Baku? Singapore, perhaps? So Max World has now passed 50 Gent, as you saw, and Brad has passed Syme. Monza in the rain. We don't talk about that. Myself and Baker had a first, before the first corner, double DNF in our Blobby Mondays race at Monza in the rain because it put us all on dry tyres. But we don't talk about that anymore. So, speaking of Mr. Baker, of course, straight after this race, I'll be ending stream. I'll be over to kit.com/bakerplays with a Z, and we will be on social races. 4 races tonight, all for fun, random grids, 25%ers, and I'll be in the Discord call if he's doing one. Not commentating, but racing. Brad now closing in, 2 within a second of Bunny's Vengeance. And Speedy Bullet is out of the race. Speedy Bullet out of the race. Safety car! Safety car! But now, is this good for Bunny or not? I don't know.
With Betfair's 90-minute payout, if your bet is winning at the 90-minute mark, we'll pay it out, no matter the final score. Betfair.
Estimated collision in T-minus 10. Bring it on! 9. 8.
Can you confirm satellite collision is imminent?
7. Let's go! 6. 5.
Carrying out collision avoidance maneuver.
4. 3. 2. 1. Satellite collision averted.
It takes the whole force to protect space. Join us.
He is in the pits also. And a speeding penalty for Smug. In fact, no, a drive-through. I thought it was a speeding penalty for someone, but it was a drive-through for someone. It is Smug. Smug has picked up a drive-through. Into the pits comes Bunny's Vengeance and Brad. And Syme. They're all pitting. They're all pitting. And almost a collision in the pits there as they release. Senna is not going to get round. Somebody's picked up a penalty. Senna is pitting as well, so it doesn't matter if he was going to get round. But this has worked perfectly for Bunny's Vengeance. Bunny's Vengeance then leads from Brad from Syme. Senna is going to get out clearly ahead of Keiths. Then Max World, 50 Gent and Smug. And all 8 have changed to fresh soft tyres. So CJ is in Monza in the rain from 10 PM. So if you do want to watch my old league, go and check the Twitch of Prospects Racing League. As the front runners find the safety car. Smug not quite a lap down, so he'll be able to catch back up, but he does have that drive-through to serve. Keith's had a 3-second penalty, which could come back to haunt him now. The field are going to be all crammed back together. Of course, if the safety car allows, by staying out for long enough for people to actually get back together. We've got the front 3 at the moment behind the safety car. And Senna catching. There's a big gap then to Keiths, who's still entering Sector 3. And it's Max World, who's got 50 Gent up far behind. And then Smug is quite a way back. And out of the race is Max World. Max World has binned it under the safety car. And he's out. And we are down to 7. I'm not sure who had 7 on the finisher bingo. And we've still got another 5 laps to go. Or 6 actually, but Smug starts lap 34. The others are already midway through Sector 2. So it's going to be difficult for him to catch up this lap. Senna and Keiths have just managed to do so. 50 is still to catch up. In fact, 50's got quite a big gap to catch up still. And then Smug is 10 seconds further back. So I think we're going to have another lap of safety car here. Don't see it coming in just yet. It's worked out absolutely perfectly for Buddy's Vengeance, who was really hanging on with those hard tyres. Took the safety car opportunity to pit, but so did Brad and Syme. Thought maybe one would gamble and stay out and try and just make their car as wide as they can to get the win. But everybody decided that the soft tyres were the way to go. And now we'll see what happens, as it's just Smug now to catch them up. So it should be this lap that we wave goodbye to the safety car. And the 7 of them go into a sprint finish here. Pain for Max World. I won't repeat the other word he wrote in the chat. Complete mistake, he says. These things happen in Monaco for sure. He's very annoyed with himself, but I'm sure he'll be back next week. And has had quite a positive start to his DRS career, with a driver of the day last week in Baku, a couple of podiums. Safety car is in this lap for the 7 that remain, and Bunny's Vengeance will pace them now, and it's already slowed them up so the safety car can get away. Away they go. Bunny into turn 1, Smug into the pits to serve his drive-through. So essentially 6 of them left in contention. Bunny's Vengeance from Brad Mason, Syme and Senna. Then Keiths, who's got that penalty that's going to hurt. And 50 Gent with Smug just exiting the pits now and just bringing it home for P7, I think. Bunnies leads them through the tunnel. Brad Mason can't yet get close to him. Syme trying to get closer to Brad. Little bit of a gap to Senna. Then Keiths and 50. So far it's a very, very good day for Mercedes, Alfa Romeo and Alfa Tauri, with 2 cars finishing of each in the 7. Bunny's Vengeance, fastest lap of the race. And has gapped Brad now. And Brad's looking in his mirrors rather than in front at the moment. 50 will just be trying to keep within that 3 seconds to leapfrog Keiths for 5th. Symes after Brad. Brad definitely didn't stand on ceremony when passing into the chicane. He definitely bundled his way through. So Syme will have that in mind, I'm sure, as he tries to chase him back down. These two have had some previous. The last lap into the castle section at Baku springs to mind. But Bunny's Vengeance, the safety car and everybody pitting has done the job for him, and he's now 3 seconds clear with just a couple of laps to go, and a penalty for somebody, corner cutting. That's Keiths, and that's going to do him no favours whatsoever. Smug's also got a 3-second penalty, but Keiths now with 6, so 50 has just got to stay within 6 seconds of him, and that'll get him up to P5. Bunny's Vengeance driving away into the distance. Brad Mason lighting his tyres up into the slow section. Symes still no way past him at the moment. Gap back to Senna, who's got a gap to Keiths, and 50 will just try and manage that within 6 seconds. And offside's been disconnected. Oh no! It's a disconnect for Syme. Let's see if I can try and invite him back in if he's on my list. But the worst possible time for a disconnect. I don't think he's on my list. He is on my list. I'll send him an invite. I've sent him an invite, but that's going to cost him a podium, I think. Senna is going to come past his ghost here. And that is a real shame for Syme. I've tried to invite him back in, but the gaming gods have not treated him well here. We're on the last lap of the race. I'm hoping that's not going to cost him any more positions, but it might well do. Bunny's Vengeance, meanwhile, is away and gone, and it's going to be an even better day now for Mercedes-Benz, as Senna is going to get P3 and a podium here. If he can get it around. Keiths and 50 are closing in on Syme, but he has rejoined. I'm hoping he can get back in his car and salvage P4. Hugely unfortunate for him. Bunny's Vengeance wins in Monaco. Brad Mason comes home for 2nd, and 3rd is Senna. Syme will take P4. Very unfortunate end for him. Keiths comes home, but will drop behind 50 Gent for P5. An excellent drive from 50 Gent for P5. P6 for Keiths, and Smug will come home in P7 as the last finisher. So Bunny's Vengeance taking the flag once again and taking the driver of the day. Sazy says Senna on the podium. Wow, indeed. Superb drives from Senna and 50 Gent there. P3 and P5. Bunny's Vengeance is the winner. Brad Mason almost but not quite made it 2 wins in a week. He came 2nd. Bunny's took the fastest lap as well for maximum points. Senna P3 on the podium. And what a day for Mercedes-Benz. Syme dropping to 4th, unfortunate with a disconnect. 50 Gent, a great race from him. He didn't get lapped at all. He finished P5. Keiths dropped to P6 with penalties, and Smug in P7 after his drive-through towards the end. Your DNS, Max World, Speedy Bullet, both Ferraris, Ninjas, TMK, Jacob and Easy Life, all out of the race. So just 7 finishers out of 13. I am going to end the stream and get ready to join Baker from 9:30 over on kick.com/BakerPlays with a Z, where we're on Social Play tonight. Until Monday, we are back with DRS. Cheers, Adkins. See you over there in a minute. We'll be back on Monday with another double helping of DRS, Monday and Thursday from 8 p.m. And Blobby Mondays enters the last 4 races of the season as we go to Abu Dhabi. Monday at 10 p.m, where Red Bull lead the constructors. That's my team. But my teammate is fighting for the World Championship. So join us over there for that. We may be around on Sunday with some Fortnite. But if not, we'll see you Monday. Thank you very much.